Sweet dreams.
There's the 420s.
Your answers belong to me.
Blackboard sit touch.
A new one every week. Beautiful Huracan Rana from Gabriel.
And there's the unholy roller. You're gonna die, AJ Styles. How does that feel? Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the nation's #1 pro wrestling alternative. Hell, I think we're the nation's only pro wrestling TV show. We're NWA Wildside. Thanks for joining us. Stephen Prazak, along with Dan the Dragon Wilson. Several weeks now removed from Freedom Fight 2002. And yes, new NWA Wildside heavyweight champion. All that Adam Jacobs. But more importantly still, reigning on his parade is the return of his old tag team partner, John Phoenix. Together they were known as Suicidal Tendencies. Today, they're not on the same page, even remotely. John Phoenix reigning on the parade of all that Adam Jacobs. However, that was last week. This week is another story entirely.
Wrestling fans, in your main event, a matchup stemming from what happened at Freedom Fight 2002. You see, the Messiah of the Spinebuster, David Young, did not walk away the NWA Wildside Heavyweight Champion from the War Games match, but he made history nonetheless because he became the first man to pin the shoulders of the Iceberg to the mat. 1, 2, 3.
And he did it
with a spinebuster off the top rope.
Unbelievable.
A feat so remarkable, words can't even describe it. You can only see it exclusively on Wildside Home Video at the address at the bottom of your screen. Freedom Fight 2002 on home video. Tonight, the main event, the rematch from that incident, the Messiah of the Spinebuster versus the being of inconceivable horror. David Young takes on the Iceberg this week.
We're talking about the Wildside Tag Team Champion. And TNT, however, Tony Stradlin is out here by himself. Gabriel got him with his tag team partner, Azrael. One-on-one match between Gabriel and Tony Stradlin, at least on paper.
Per NWA Vice President Bill Behrens, as a result of doctor's orders and an injury sustained to his knee, Azrael will not be permitted to be at ringside during this contest.
After Freedom Fight 2002, the condition of Azrael is pretty rough shape at the moment. That left knee is in super rough shape, has taken some serious punishment, and doctor's orders, as well as NWA Vice President Bill Behrens, telling Azrael he has to hit the showers, so to speak.
And Tony Stradlin jumps Gabriel from behind. We saw at Freedom Fight 2002 the encounter that these two teams had over the Wildside Heavyweight Championship. The ending of that matchup was a disqualification. Upside down into the turnbuckle goes Tony Stradlin. The Lost Boys hit the unholy roller, and TNT grabbed referee Speedy Nelson and punched him right in the face. The Briscoe brothers were involved, stemming from an attack TNT perpetrated on them earlier in the night. Now Gabriel taking control on Tony Stradlin.
That's a one-on-one match. Azrael taken out of the picture. So perhaps it'll be legitimately one-on-one. That'll be a treat. A treat we don't get too often around this neck of the woods.
Stradlin blocks a roll up there, but Gabriel blocks that drop kick and delivers with a drop kick to the side of the head of his own. The Archangel going to the, look, it's Todd Sexton.
Oh, for Pete's sake. I spoke too soon. Todd Sexton just pretty much throws Gabriel off that top turnbuckle. Speedy Nelson going for the belt. Obviously, Tony Stradlin being disqualified for the interference of his tag team partner. Oh, no!
Cradle stuff pile driver.
Good Lord, obviously going for the neck of Gabriel. They figured taking out the knee of Azrael, and now I guess the neck of Gabriel to take Lost Boys out of the picture entirely.
They're gonna go for a second one.
Oh, for
He's
Pete's sake.
gonna break his damn neck. He's gonna break his damn neck. Come on.
Oh my God, this is beyond the, and here comes Azrael. Not very quickly, oh God, and a baseball slide to that left knee. Things look rough at the moment for the Wildside Tag Team Champions.
Baseball slide again to the injured knee of Azrael. Again to the injured knee. Tombstone. They're trying to break his neck.
Azrael in with a chair in the nick of time, but unfortunately Azrael in no shape to chase out both TNT. Well, like Todd and Tony wanted to make a statement here. They made it.
Well, they made a statement. Where are the EMTs? 3 pile drivers in a row are enough to cripple any mortal human being. I don't care if you are a children of the night. Good grief.
Well, that's pretty much the way TNT operate. Todd and Tony, the Todd and Tony of old, they're long since gone.
Azrael checking on his fallen partner. And the Lost Boys are in dire straits.
A bad night indeed for the Wildside Tag Team Champs.
All right, wrestling fans, Dustin Fordham once again, still wandering backstage here at NWA Wildside. Standing with me now, the new television champion, Caprice Coleman. Caprice, you got a big match coming up with former ECW superstar, now has his home here at NWA Wildside, Tony Mamaluke. Are you ready for the FBI?
Am I ready for the FBI? Do you know who I am? I can tell this is your first day on the job wearing both. What, you Muslim or something? Let me tell you, ready for the FBI, the CBI, the CIA, 3IA, my way, because it's going to be done. I'm the show-stopping, crowd-popping, body-rocking, pulse-pounding, heart racer. Handsome face heartbreaker, the show enough coldest brother alive today. Am I ready for Tony Mamaluke? You know what? It took me 2 years to get this around my waist. You think my first match is gonna be the last time I hold this strap? I had this strap for a couple of weeks now, and I like shining up. I even like the way I look in it. Tony Mamaluke, Caprice Coleman is gonna make you the first television victim of thermal shock, and that's my word. Caprice Coleman said it, and I speak the truth. So don't hate me when you find out that the truth hurts, and it just happens to hurt for TV.
Brutally than his attitude. From Freedom Fight 2002 last week here on NWA Wildside, you saw the match one-on-one between Slim J and Jeremy V, a match that made both men young superstars early in their career. I've never seen a display of guts, heart, and intestinal fortitude.
Or insanity.
Yeah. Quite like that. From 2 young athletes trying to make a name for themselves. They certainly did that. Now Slim J starting out one-on-one in this 5-way elimination match with young Kid Kool. The winner of this match has a very opportunistic prize on the line. They will be deemed the undisputed #1 contender to Wildside's Junior Heavyweight Championship held by Jeremy Lopez. For all 5 of these individuals, it is an opportunity that they have waited for their entire careers.
Now here's an interesting opportunity. Both members of G-Rated facing off against each other. Being a tag team holds no credence in this match.
Interesting here to see if these 2 individuals have been doing homework on one another. They know each other very well as tag team partners. Let's see how they do in a one-on-one altercation.
I'm not quite sure in their training, and I assume they do some training, certainly. I wonder if they've ever trained with each other, really. If they have, then this may be more of an even matchup than we ever would have dreamed.
Drop toe hold by Xtasy, float over into a front chancery. For individuals that like to fly around the ring, starting out with some very basic mat wrestling. That's never a bad thing. Hammerlock by Kid Xtasy. Kid Kool was going for a snapmare takeover. Xtasy goes for a sweep. Kid Kool goes for a leg sweep.
Well, Kid Kool could go for a nose lock on Xtasy, and that could be the end of the match right there. That's nothing to sniff at.
Tremendous encounter by the 2 individuals.
However, tantalizingly brief.
Collar and elbow tie up, Derek Driver and Jeremy V. Now these men have also teamed together and are friends. You got 4 men in this matchup that are friends and respect one another, and then you've got the wild card in Slim J. Jeremy V with a roll up, Derek Driver only a 2, manages to roll a shoulder. Arm drag takeover, Andrew Thomas quickly out of the way there.
Derek Driver to one time deputizing for Kid Kool in G-Rated. A tag from Slim J of the blind variety. Slim attempts a quick pin on Jeremy V. Nothing going.
Slim J is pounding on Jeremy V, renewing their rivalry from Freedom Fight 2002. A match that wasn't set to make any headlines, but it certainly did. Kick combination, 2 of them for Jeremy V. The third connects on Kid Kool.
Kid Kool, wrong place, wrong time. However, all 5 men are still alive in this 5-man elimination matchup.
Irish whip reversal. Slim J hangs onto the ropes. Back body drops Kid Kool over. Kid Kool hangs onto the top rope. Shoulder butt in the midsection. Wait a minute. Head scissor takeover. Slim J goes hard to the floor.
Slim J goes sailing over that top rope, courtesy of Kid Kool. Both these guys are risking getting counted out. And if you're counted out, you're gone. Good heavens!
Double springboard splash to the outside by Kid Xtasy. And now Derek Driver is making his way to the top as well. Dive to the outside by Derek Driver.
Derek Driver with a flying body press onto both members of G-Rated. Slim J wisely getting out of the way. Can't blame him for that.
And Jeremy V is the lone man in the ring. Piscano by Jeremy V.
And standing alone in the ring is the craziest one of them all. The probation-defying, gravity-defying Slim J.
Slim J goes to the top rope. Corkscrew plancha by Slim J.
Point made for a man who's arguably the smallest man of the 5. He certainly does some serious damage by flying through the air onto 4 other human beings. Slim J is in charge, and he's got his hands full of the man, Derek Driver, this week on NWA Wildside.
And there is that power-packing punch that we've talked about that Slim J possesses. Derek Driver going for sliced bread number 2. He connects on Slim J.
Is that a sort of a tag for Kid Kool to come in? Referee Andrew Thomas is going to assume that it is.
Driver goes for sliced bread number 2 on Kid Kool. To no avail. G-Rated have Derek Driver hooked. Top rope. Reverse DDT.
Driver's legs are into the ropes, pulled out in the nick of time. Derek Driver's been eliminated.
Derek Driver has been eliminated.
V rolls up Kid Xtasy. Not enough for that 3 count.
Xtasy going for a roll-up. Jeremy V countered the first time, couldn't counter the second. Jeremy V manages to kick out.
Kid Xtasy and Jeremy V fighting it out here. We're now down to 4 men fighting for #1 contendership for Jeremy Lopez's Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Very interesting. The G-Rated is working as a team there, as you see a top rope Hurricane Rana by Kid Kool.
Think maybe they can get away with it now, but they can't continue on to the very bitter end of the match.
Well, I guess the philosophy is work as a team until you get everyone eliminated. Then you can have a fair one-on-one match to sportsmanly decide who's going to be the winner.
What does Xtasy have planned?
Xtasy was going for an elevated rocker dropper. Jeremy V counters with a reverse crucifix powerbomb, and Xtasy is out of here.
Kid Xtasy has been eliminated.
Interestingly how V dropped Xtasy nose first.
And it was the eliminating factor. Big drop kick by young Kid Kool. Lateral press on V, still not enough to put away Jeremy V. You got to talk about the heart and the firepower in Jeremy V. But he gave Slim J everything he could at Freedom Fight. Jay came back even after being dropped on his head. Jeremy V now coming up. Looked like he was going for a kip up there, but nobody home.
Hey, don't discount Kid Kool in all this. This guy's been a dark horse all of his life. And this is an opportunity he's not going to squander. Oh my goodness, Kid Kool defeated Jeremy V.
Jeremy V has been eliminated.
It's down to Slim J and Kid Kool. I wouldn't have guessed it was going to end up with these two.
Reversal into the corner. Slim J comes up, 3-6 Mafia kick off the top rope.
Slim J hurt himself in that encounter. Slim J on top of Kid Kool. A shoulder up 2.5.
Well, Slim J has been the man to watch in Wildside. Can Kid Kool do something for himself as a single here against Slim J?
Kid Kool showing some very serious firepower in those legs.
Nip up Hurricane Rana by Kid Kool. He's the originator of that maneuver. Boot to the face by Kid Kool. Somersault ace crusher onto Slim J off the top rope by Kid Kool.
Perhaps more effort than is really worth in order to get Slim J's head bouncing off that mat. Kid Kool's on top of Slim J.
Slim J kicks out.
So close. Kid Kool nearly had the opportunity of a lifetime right there. But Slim J, I think, is feeling some serious pain at the moment. Ditto that, Kid Kool.
Slim J into the ropes. Kid Kool crotches himself on the top. Slim J now placing Kid Kool onto his shoulders. He's got him up. Oh my goodness, right on his head. Right on his head. And this one's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and new #1 contender to the Wildside Junior Heavyweight Championship, Slim J.
Kid Kool gave it all and then some. But still, the momentum of Slim J in recent weeks, taped up, ribs notwithstanding, is too much firepower for even a rejuvenated Kid Kool to deal with. And now Jeremy Lopez has a very ornery Slim J waiting in the wings. Jeremy Lopez, I believe, in a couple of weeks, will in fact have to defend that Junior Heavyweight Championship against now Slim J.
Last month, the National Wrestling Alliance unleashed TNA, total non-stop action. And now the saga continues with world-class superstars, including the one and only Scott Hall, former world champion Jeff Jarrett, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, hardcore midget mayhem, and feel the heat from the TNA girls. Every Wednesday night at 8, TNA, total non-stop action. Wednesdays will never be the same. Call your local cable operator or satellite provider to order.
Hello, wrestling fans. Once again, Dustin Fordham bringing you backstage access right here at NWA Wildside. I'm standing here with Tony Mamaluke, one of the most phenomenal individuals in NWA Wildside history today. You have been given a match with the new TV champion, Caprice Coleman. Are you going to be able to capitalize on this opportunity and get that done? Capitalize? How are you anyway? Let me tell you something, pal. Before you question my abilities in this sport, why don't you look back at my track record? All right, I've danced on the grandest stage in this sport, and I've done it already. I've been a world's champion. Caprice Coleman, welcome to the dance. Congratulations. You have world title status. Or so you think. Let me tell you something, pal. I know all the tricks of the trade. I know all the ins and all the outs. So you can take your little dance lessons that you've learned, all your little high-flying maneuvers. And when I put you down on that mat, and you look up at me as I'm choking the life out of you, and you beg for forgiveness. Remember what the full-blooded Italians stand for. We stand for pain. We stand for pride. We stand for honor. And we stand for championships. So Caprice Coleman, good luck, my friend. You will need it when you face Tony Mamaluke, the NCAA.
Incredible athletes are both men. Tough as nails are both men. Seemingly indestructible are both men.
And there's power to spare. There are short fuses to spare. There are two people whose tempers go, what on earth? Tanker's putting Speedy Nelson up in that top turnbuckle. Does not want Speedy's involvement in this match whatsoever.
These two men need to fight. They need to settle their differences. There's a little locker room spat, and he wants Speedy Nelson out of the way. This is a throwback to the olden days when in the locker room, two men would have a personal, egotistical difference.
I think it's something a bit bigger than a spat.
Have a little bit of an egotistical difference, a little bit of a personal spat. The commission says put them in a ring, let them settle it. One-on-one, simple as that. Tank and Scottie Wrenn got a little bit of an issue with one another.
If all politicians and countries could solve all the differences this way.
Side headlock there, applied by Tank. Interesting size matchup here. Two big boys. Tank in at 6'2", 263. Scottie Wrenn at about 6'4", 275. Both of these guys just seemingly indestructible, both tanks, for lack of a better word. Talk about clothesline by Scottie Wrenn. Both men with a clothesline, and neither man is budging here.
Obviously, I would say go to a plan B, but these guys don't have a plan B. They just know charge. Just charge.
Well, these men have their similarities, and they have their differences. Both men have mental disabilities, that's for sure. Both men have spent time seeking psychiatric help. Their background athletically is another story. Tank mostly competed in grappling, pit fighting, and shoot fighting, was an amateur freestyle wrestler in high school and college. Scottie Wrenn, a high school football player, a big country boy, a participant in many a tough man contest over in North Carolina. These two men, different backgrounds, but similar mentalities.
And a match that, and the more that they beat each other's heads senseless, there's going to be a good deal that's going on between the ears of both Tank and Scottie Wrenn, the rate they're going. Nothing is being settled so far in this match at all. Two immovable objects duking it out here.
I don't know if the confines of a simple wrestling match are going to be able to hold these two. And just as I say that, Tank goes through the middle rope to the outside, and Scottie Wrenn follows suit, and I don't think he's going to be helping him back into the ring.
Once again, a good handle on the obvious. Dan, the ticking time bomb, and Tank battling it out at ringside.
275 pounds of Scottie Wrenn into that guardrail. He's a big old boy.
He is, but Tank wants to make Scottie Wrenn a good deal less big. However, both these athletes are running the risk of being counted out. I think Speedy Nelson's up to an 8 count.
Head into the guardrail. Scottie Wrenn is out brawling Tank.
And that's it. Both Scottie Wrenn and Tank counted out. End of story here. Scottie Wrenn just hip-tossing Tank out into the front row. Tank and Scottie Wrenn are settling absolutely nothing. What were the matchmakers thinking? Looks like both these competitors are cleaning out 1/4 of the NCW arena. Everybody's scattering.
I knew a one-on-one match couldn't settle it with these two.
Well, it was worth a try, but Scottie Wrenn and Tank are fighting towards the front door.
Well, he should be. It's
Yeah.
a prize he's worked long and hard for. Already a former holder of Wildside Gold in the form of the Wildside Junior Heavyweight Championship, Caprice Coleman wanted to up the ante when he took on the All-Star Crew Jones at Freedom Fight 2002. One thermal shock, and a 1-2-3 later, Caprice Coleman became the new World Television Champion.
What on earth? Caprice Coleman checking the shoes of referee Andrew. He's checking everything.
It's just customary. He's just checking to see if he's got any foreign objects.
We're not going to any anal probe here, are we? That'd be a little too thorough, huh?
Anal probing on Wildside? Never.
Well, that's all behind us. Thanks, I'll be here all week. And the "Where's My Pizza" chant that Tony Mamaluke just absolutely adores. Note the sarcasm.
Can they say that on television? Is that PC?
Pizza? Yeah, they can say pizza on TV.
Oh, okay. Just check it. Tony Mamaluke getting a little shaken up by the crowd here at the NCW arena, trying to compose himself as the challenger to the World Television title. Tony Mamaluke has been competing in several places across the country, as well as NWA Wildside, a regular for Ring of Honor Wrestling in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
And also now with NWA TNA every Wednesday night on pay-per-view.
8 o'clock p.m. on pay-per-view, NWA TNA side headlock takeover. Head scissors counter by Caprice Coleman, kip up by Mamaluke. Another side headlock takeover. Mamaluke very fluent in his mat wrestling. Caprice Coleman not too damn shabby himself. Both men stand off.
That's true. Caprice Coleman is a guy who likes to have a lot of fun when he wrestles, but sometimes you ought to be a little more serious about your approach, and you cannot take Tony Mamaluke too lightly. Oh, by the way, Tony Mamaluke told me to tell you that you don't mention that he was trained enough by the Malenkos.
Well, I'll do it now.
Okay.
Tony Mamaluke, a graduate of the Malenko Dojo, trained by the Iceman, Dean Malenko, and his brother Joe, and I'm sure Boris got in there and showed him a thing or two as well. Mamaluke is very skilled on the mat. He's adapted his game in recent years from more of a high-flying style to a mat-based attack, and that is probably prolonging his wrestling career considering the amount of concussions he had sustained prior.
Supposed to say, yes, the Tony Mamaluke of days gone by happily is an entirely different one now.
Little Shuck, a little jive, a little George, a little Wheezy, and a big right hand by Caprice Coleman. Thriller in Cornelia in the corner.
I give that dance a 90, and you can dance to it.
Showing why he's one of the most charismatic and energetic athletes in the game. Caprice Coleman goes for a German suplex. Mamaluke countered by landing on his feet. Hip toss into a cross arm breaker.
Tony Mamaluke hoping to get the new TV champion Caprice Coleman to concede by tying up that left arm.
Actually, it doesn't look like Mamaluke has the cross arm breaker entirely applied, and Coleman is fighting to prevent him from locking that arm in full extension, because if he gets it in full extension, then it could be tap-out time for the World Television Champion. As it stands, his shoulders on the mat briefly, Andrew Thomas making a 2 count.
Perhaps a good defensive move, but you have to remember how much energy you would expound in order to fight that hold. Might not be worth the price paid.
Tony Mamaluke front chancery, double underhook. Double underhook DDT. And he hangs on with a body scissors and a double underhook chicken wing face lock. Andrew Thomas warning Mamaluke that is a chokehold and illegal beyond the ramifications of that warning 5 count.
Goodness, Tony Mamaluke and Andrew Thomas having words. Mamaluke must be in a real funk today.
Andrew Thomas gets a wild hair up his ass every now and then and actually enforces the rules.
I don't want to hear any more about what's going up Andrew Thomas's ass. Thank you very much.
I'm sure Jeff G. Bailey could tell you a whole book of what goes up Andrew Thomas's ass.
Thanks for the update, Dan.
How to get my shot in. Irish whip. Caprice Coleman comes back, forearm to the back. Rolling neck breaker by Caprice Ice Coleman.
And it hit the mark. Tony Mamaluke in rough shape.
Senton Acai moonsault. Mamaluke counters by raising both knees and sending them crashing firmly into the ribs of Caprice Ice Coleman. And the damage Coleman sustained there cannot be pleasant.
Interestingly, because Coleman wastes little time between aerial moves such as that, but Mamaluke was able to think on his feet.
And Mamaluke, like the well-oiled technical machine he is, goes right back to work on those ribs. And again.
Would he also be an Italian technical machine?
He is an Italian technical well-oiled machine. Yes.
I see.
Italian with an I.
Yeah, thank you.
Matter of fact, that's a side Italian leg sweep.
By way of Russia, perhaps? Maybe the Italian side of Russia. It's like the UN up here.
He's got him in the Sicilian stretch. This maneuver's won many matchups for the Italian monster.
Good heavens, Caprice Coleman's head is at a right angle to his torso. He's not going to be able to withstand this too much longer.
And Mamaluke is still attacking the ribs. Every opportunity he gets, intelligent offense by Tony Mamaluke.
Now, how intelligent was that? He broke that hold. He didn't have to.
Tony Mamaluke allowing his mental state to take control of what probably was for the better of the match. Northern Light suplex by Caprice Coleman. He hangs on. He's going to dump him for another one. Roll through again.
How does a human being do that?
And there's the T-Town trauma.
God, I think that may be it. Coleman had to dig down deep to pull that one off. And Coleman, he's up in that top turnbuckle.
Goes for a guillotine leg drop, but Tony Mamaluke still had his wits about him enough to roll out of the way. Tony Mamaluke is a veteran and a ring general. Mamaluke to the top, but whatever he was going for didn't matter because Caprice Coleman drop kicked that top rope, causing Mamaluke to crotch himself. Springboard off the second rope by Caprice Coleman. Mamaluke shoves him off. Coleman lands on his feet, falls on his ass. High cross body, but nobody home.
Oh, no.
Mamaluke.
And Mamaluke landed on his knees.
Thermal shock by Caprice Ice Coleman, and out of nowhere, the champion retains.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, it's still World Television Champion, Caprice Coleman.
Introducing first up to the ring,
places men fear the threat. Weighing in at 600 pounds, he is the being of inconceivable horror. He is the Iceberg.
But Iceberg is bigger, so he deserves the claim.
And introducing his opponent.
As far as a technical array of professional wrestling maneuvers, you're not going to see that here this week. You main event on NWA Wildside. Just a hunch.
Why don't you ask me what it feels like to be a freak?
From Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at 246 pounds, the Messiah of the Spinebuster, David Young.
The Messiah of the Spinebuster was able to do just that. To quarter-ton plus of Iceberg, David Young actually got Iceberg in a Spinebuster off that top turnbuckle at Freedom Fight 2002 and pinned Iceberg, an event that has never again been equaled in Iceberg's professional wrestling career.
Iceberg charging in. David Young moves out of the way. Big right hands by David Young. David Young giving Iceberg the spinebuster off the second rope was a sight that cannot be described by words. You can only own it. From Wildside home video, going for the spinebuster early again, but Iceberg counters it with a belly-to-belly suplex.
And that's a serious belly in Iceberg. But more importantly, we're talking a quarter-ton plus of weight careening into the midsection of David Young. And since stomach muscles is key in that spine buster of David Young's, that may have told the tale for the future part of the match. Oh, good heavens.
Ground zero splash to the lower back after Jeff G. Bailey.
Oh, wait a second. Young had his leg on a bottom rope.
It's the returning Homicide. He's
Homicide?
now calling himself Murder One.
Oh, come on. Oh,
a new name, a new look, but the same killer.
He's Murder One? Good heavens. The crowd is not too happy. In comes the original chosen one, Rick Michaels, with a baseball bat, and Iceberg and Murder One, the newly rechristened Homicide, take a powder.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Iceberg.
Well, Jeff G. Bailey.
That's barely a match, Dan.
That was
Barely.
unbelievable.
Crowd is a bit upset, and I can't say I'll blame him for that.
Well, I'm upset myself. David Young got robbed. He had his foot placed on the bottom rope. He didn't need to roll a shoulder because he had his foot on the bottom rope. He's a 12-year veteran. He knows his ring positioning. He knew he was near the ropes. Jeff G. Bailey, again, getting his slimy paws into the business of David Young. At what level is this depraved individual going to stop?
Freedom Fight was not one of the greatest evenings in the history of Jeff G. Bailey, and I guess for the next few weeks here at Wildside, Jeff Bailey has something to prove, and we saw a little bit of that this evening. However, what an amazing edition of NWA Wildside this week. Next week, we're going to do it all over again.
Yes, and Jeff G. Bailey's going to prove it again next week. Your main event tag team match, John Phoenix returning. The team with a soul assassin, Rain Man, to take on the new Wildside heavyweight champion, all that Adam Jacobs, and the phenomenal AJ Styles. Your main event next week on NWA Wildside, and we'll see you then.